here today. George Oliver, would you come up and give us a couple of membership updates?
First of all, would Dylan Kraft and Mike Leggins please stand up? Both of these gentlemen have applied to the club and are awaiting induction, so let's welcome them here. I also need to go get one thing real quick off the table. Hang on. So we've started a series of things that you can do to raise the awareness of Rotary in the community, and in our, just Rotary in general, our club in particular, and then the ancillary of that would be hopefully increased membership in our club. As you'll recall, last week we talked about saving your old Rotarian magazines, cutting out the little address part of it, and putting it in a doctor's or dentist's office or a hairdresser, giving people an alternative of something to read other than, say, Popular Mechanics or People Magazine or Modern Bride. This will put the word out about Rotary. It's a wonderful document. So this week we have something even better. Michelle, would you join me up here? And this is something you can do that's even more passive than that, if you can believe it. This is about the easiest thing you can do, but I will let Michelle tell you about it.
All right, I'm really excited to share with y'all that we are going to be putting an order in for license plate covers for your cars. They're going to say the Rotary Club of Georgetown, Texas. So we have order forms out on every table. I don't know about y'all, but when I go through the car wash, a lot of times my front license plate starts bending up, so this will fix all of those problems. If we get at least 25 ordered, it's just $24 per plate. So we'll have order forms out this week and next week, and then we'll put the order form in and bring them into the Rotary Club to pass out, and we can actually help you put them on your car, maybe at one of the socials, if you need some help. And then with that, I don't know if y'all, it's like a couple thousand people see your car every day, so it's a great way to get advertisement out about our local Rotary Club here. So the order forms, they look like this. They're on the middle of the table. You can charge it to your account or give a check or cash in with the order. And I'll kind of walk around so y'all can see what it looks like.
Sure, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. How long? At least 2 weeks. We'll see how many we get and maybe extend it, but right now just 2 weeks.
Dennis, do you have anything for us today?
Feed the pig.
Feed the pig. Very good. All right, so this next slide, if you look at these numbers, I wonder if any of you recognize these numbers. Anybody know what these are from? A couple of weeks ago, Erin Kiltz was here from Brookwood in Georgetown, and she reported to us that we, the Rotary Club of Georgetown, had given Big $3,600 7 years ago. And that equips the Big citizens to make they bought a kiln with it, and that equipped them to make 72,000 pieces of pottery, which generated $1,080,000 to support their program. It is so cool, and I will tell you that for me, this is why I'm a Rotarian. If I can take a little bit of what I have to contribute and give, and it gets magnified into something like that, to me, I am all in. As chair of next year's nominating committee, I hope that you all will think about the ways in which you might serve this club. All of you do so many amazing things. Henry's videotaping today. I think about Bill Connor and Glenn Beck, who taught me how to use a drill at one of our ramp builds. Danny's worked on youth for this club for many, many years. Each of you have taken on roles through the years, and it probably seems a little bit early right now to be thinking about next year's roles, but actually we have to elect a slate of officers in December. And the reason Rotary International likes for us to do that is so that as we lead up into the next Rotary year, we can do planning and prioritizing and training and get everybody lined up for the next year. We've been working really hard in this club between, Chris really started it with strategic planning. Chris and Karen and George and me and Nathan, who will follow me, to make sure that we have a lot of continuity. And so on your tables, there are a few paper forms, not a ton, but a few paper forms that are service interest forms. If you're interested maybe in taking on a new role in this Rotary Club, or you want to share some skills that you have that maybe we don't know about, we'd love for you to fill this out and submit it back to me. We'll have a nominating committee that will meet in October and November 2 or 3 times as we look at next year's officers and begin to shape next year's committees and opportunities. So I'm also going to send a link so you can fill this form out online if that's a little bit easier. But over the next couple of weeks, I'll keep bringing these back, and I hope some of you will take the time to fill those out. And I think we can go to the service opportunities slide, Myra. We have a couple of more announcements before we start our program. Mike Sweeney, I think if you'll come up, and I don't know if Steve is here, and Rhonda. I don't know if you wanted to say anything about, okay. And then I think we've got Rodney and Laura. So if you all would.
We have a update for the Field of Honor. We have 432 flags sold. That sounds like a lot, but we've got a long ways to go. And in that effort, I want to encourage everybody to drop into their hairdressers, their barbers, their auto mechanic shops, and encourage people to participate. And also, we have a box of brochures and flyers over here that you can take with you to post in your businesses. How many have a business that they can put this in today? I would encourage you to take a couple. Those that don't have businesses, take some to your friends. We need to get the word out. We need to start this process, or we're not going to make the money we need to donate.
Do you have that in your electronic file?
I do not, but we can get it. We also have an opportunity. On your table, you will find a brochure for a poker tournament. John Montgomery, who is a sponsor, Robert's Printing, has opened up a poker club, and he's sponsoring a poker challenge. 50% of the entrance fee will go to Adopt a Hero flags. So if you like poker, or you know somebody that likes poker, grab one of these. They're also over on the table. Take them with you, pass them around. There's got to be some poker players out there that want to get involved. It's $50 to get in. $25 goes to Adopt a Hero flag program. So I encourage you to get all your friends, neighbors, your business associates to come forth and participate. Thank you.
Thanks, Wes.
Yes, ma'am.
When will we be able to post the flags? When will you start posting them in the field?
That's going to happen on November 8th.
Oh, I thought you had them on the field a long time before.
From the 8th to the 16th.
Oh, so we don't bring our old flags till the 8th. Correct.
Correct. Actually, you'll bring your old flag if you, let's talk about reposting, because I know a lot of you have flags in your closet. You can repost that flag for $20. There's one caveat. It's inspected as it comes in, and it's from 10 o'clock in the morning till 7 at night throughout the event. We inspect the flags. If they are suitable for reposting, we will repost. They cannot be tattered, dirty, etc. So please, if you do bring some in, bring them in good shape. And if they're not in good shape, buy another flag. Thank you.
Okay, Patriots Ball, I know y'all are waiting for that. As of today, I believe we have about 328 seats sold. Our goal minimum is 450. We're really trying to aim for 500 this year. Many of you spoke and said you wanted the tickets lowered, so we lowered the price on the tickets this year, so I expect all those who wanted that lowered to be buying their tickets. Yeah, if you asked for something to happen, you should participate in it. There's a thing going around, a sign-up sheet. If you've not purchased your tickets through Myra yet, fill out that sign-up sheet. We can charge your account, or you can pay by check or cash. But please, if you don't mind, I think we dropped it off of that table. It should be making its way around today to fill out how many tickets you need. Also, to get a fun thing going on, last year we did the Pie of the Month. This year we're going to change it up, make it even greater. Pie Month was great, but let's make it a little more fun and have actually a meal for 4. So you can get your raffle ticket starting today over there at that table. You get an entry, I think it's $1 for 1 ticket, 25 tickets for $20, and if you spend $100, you get 130 tickets. So what that gives you is a meal for 4 once a month, and it's by Do Yourself a Flavor, which is the delicious meals that y'all eat each week. And Alicia, yeah, right? Who doesn't want that? Alicia Tandy will Do Yourself a Flavor will help you set up the meal and pick out dates for you to have it delivered. And if it's too much for you, think about a friend who might be in need, or your daughter, your granddaughter who's struggling, getting her 4 kids fed every week. There's lots of ways you can use that meal if you personally don't want to use it. So buy your tickets. We'll be up here the next few weeks. I'm actually going to sell them all the way through the Patriots Ball. All right, thank you.
Okay, I'll make this quick. We have a blood drive next Friday. We have 16 slots available. As of today, we have 9. So if y'all want to sign up, donate a little blood, save somebody's life, please do so. You can go online. If you don't do it today, call me or email me and I'll get you signed up as well. Or the same day we do simple walk-ins. Thank you.
Okay, if there's one thing I can do, it's talk fast. Okay, so anyway, the Rotary Wallet Project, we've been doing this for a number of years, and what it is we provide 100 wallets to high school students in need. These are underprivileged students that we start distributing during the holidays. The majority of them do not have family. The wallets are filled with donations from very generous Rotarians. Anyway, they're going to have food and activity coupons in there so that during the holidays they have something that they can do and feel like they have value and reward to do something that connects them. So anyway, beginning next week, this box is going to be out on the table. So if you would like to participate, we're asking that you donate wallets, just inexpensive wallets from like Walmart. It's kind of like the Harry Potter thing, the wallet finds the kid. So they're not into real expensive wallets and stuff, just get the inexpensive ones, and Rotary will fill those with the coupons and stuff that are donated by Rotarians, as well as the grant that we so wonderfully got from Brian Jameson and Allstate. We'll use those $500 funds to go out and buy additional gift cards to put in those wallets. Yes? You can definitely do that. Give it to Carol. I have this policy. I don't like to handle money, but Carol will handle it, and I will be more than happy to take the credit card. So anyway, if you would like to donate money, we can go purchase those. In the past, we've done that. The grant previously was $4,000. That's why this is new, why you're seeing us collect wallets. So we've always divided it up. We purchase wallets with 500 and then use the other 500 to offset that with gift cards. So if you would like to make a donation for the purchase of wallets, just let Carol know and we'll take it from there. But anyway, if you'd like to donate wallets, this will be out. So
Thank you, Laura. All right, I'm going to invite George Oliver to come up and introduce our program.
So in case you didn't know, we have a terrific library here in Georgetown, and much of that is due to the fact that we also have a terrific director of our library. Prior to coming to Georgetown, Eric Lashley was also working for the libraries in San Antonio and in Austin. Prior to that, he got his degree in library science from the University of Texas. So he is a Texas guy, he is a Longhorn. but he has worked for the Georgetown Public Library since 1996. He has been the director for the last 19 years. In addition to doing that, his responsibilities also include managing the City of Georgetown's art and culture, tourism, and convention and visitors bureau activities. Last year, our library was awarded the Institute of Museum and Library Services National Medal. This year, Eric Lashley was the recipient of the Texas Library Association's 2019 Librarian of the Year. Let's have him come up and tell you about our library. Please welcome Eric Lashley.
Well, thank you. It is nice to see so many friendly faces and Ron Swain. I get you from yesterday, Ron. I'll do this quick, if I can. This is a picture of me. I'm the good-looking one there with the tie, okay? This is us in Washington, D.C. receiving the National Medal. Rosie Rock in the middle is one of the community representatives who got to go to Washington, along with Jane Estes, who is one of the owners of Larkin and Owl bookstores. And then I have two staff members, Kaylina Powell and Rachel Patillo, got to go with us. So how did we win the medal? Here you go, one thing. If you learned one thing today before you leave, you can turn out after this, but if you learned one thing, it's libraries are not about books. Libraries are about people. Okay? Libraries are not about books. Libraries are about people. There'll be a quiz at the end, okay? Our vision, the Georgetown Public Library will be a catalyst for an enriched community. Our mission, the Georgetown Public Library, engages, enlightens, and empowers the community. You see it on our door. Again, libraries are not about books. Libraries are about people. Oh boy, y'all were so fast. Can I go forward? One more slide, please. Okay, I get a lot of the accolades, but I must say I have the great staff, the greatest staff in the nation, and now we have the National Medal to prove it. This is about half of my staff, so I want to make sure it's clear that the staff do all the work. I just get to go to free lunches like Rotary. Give you a little bit of history about the library. Library started in 1966, right here behind the old radio station. We used to have a radio station, which is now, this is Edward R. Jones, 8th in Main. This is Main Street. But wait, we was swindled. And this is, I'll have to come back and tell this story. Southwestern University, those pirates, the Cody Memorial Library, 1939 was supposed to be the Georgetown Public Library. Can you believe it? They stole it. Whoops. It was a WPA grant. Federal government, LBJ was involved. He never did anything crooked. I'm going to have to come back and tell this story. Anyway, we were supposed to have a library in the 1930s. We were swindled, so we had to start in the back of a radio station in 1966. Then we built the library in 1970 at the corner of Main and 7th. This then became the council chambers. This is now going to be a distillery. Boy, has Georgetown changed. 1987, they built the library there at MLK, which is now the new City Hall. Then it will become a distillery. 2007, they built the Georgetown Public Library. I say in 2030, it'll become the City Hall. 2080, it's going to be a distillery. Okay, so our library is obviously a non-traditional library. We do not shush you, except for Ron Swain. We do have a coffee shop. We do allow dogs. So if you have a dog who's well behaved, bring them to the library. We have cake pans. We have toys that we check out. We have DVDs, CDs, books online, downloadable audio, and we actually have real books. Can you believe that? We have a Steinway piano. Some of y'all know who this is, right? I'm a Hog, that's right. Our piano is from I'm a Hog. There's another story there. Great partnerships. We could not do what we do without our partnerships. So Courageous Conversations, Texas Society of Sculptors, Congregation Havre Shalom, Senior University, Native Plant Society, the Health Foundation. These are all great partners that we have. Can you advance the slide? There we go. We just won another award where we're a certified family place library. So we just got that because we do a lot of preschool education, trying to get kids ready for school. Bookmobile. This is a great program. Y'all probably seen the Bookmobile driving around town. We have 57 stops per month. Over 2,000 items are checked out per month. We go to 6 schools, 9 senior communities, and 8 neighborhoods. This is the best service we've done in years. Rotary helped with this. When we launched this program, y'all gave us a lot of kids' books to stock that Bookmobile. And so there's book plates still with Rotary that are circulating with the Bookmobile. They go there and work with the fire department, they work with the police department. This is a stuffed animal sleepover that they had where the kids gave their stuffed animals, they went on the Bookmobile and they took them around town and took pictures with different characters like these police officers and fire department. Lots of kids use the Bookmobile, and then again we have lots of, slide please, seniors use the Bookmobile. Again, it's about continuing a relationship. It's about people. It's not really about books per se. We love books though. We have bikes. We actually check out bikes. We're nationally known for checking out bikes. We do this again with us in the visitor center. We help with the GoGeo, the bus system. The bus stop, all 4 routes come to the library. People wait inside, get a cup of coffee, use the restroom, and then use the GoGeo. We have a social worker. Many people are surprised. Why does Georgetown, Texas have a social worker at the library? We have lots of people who come to the library with all kinds of needs. A lot of families in crisis, a lot of individuals in crisis. We had a mental health crisis this morning. Thank God we had the social worker there to help us deal with that situation. People didn't know about it, that's okay. But just to let you know, there are a lot of people in crisis that use the library, and we try to help them get resources that can help them improve their lives. Libraries are about people. Friends of the Library, so we got Larry and we got Doug here who represent the Friends. They're the nonprofit that helped start the library in 1965. They help us now with things that are not budgeted from the city, they help us provide. They have approximately 1,100 members. Just to put this in perspective, when we won the national medal, we were competing against Los Angeles County, the highest population in the country. Los Angeles County's public library has 5,000 Friends of their library. Georgetown, Texas, 1,100. It's probably the largest Friends group per capita in the nation. A lot to be proud of. How did the Friends make money? If you've been to the library, they have a used bookstore. The great thing about this is a donation. You tell us what you want to pay. 25 cents, $25. We love it. There's a picture there of the little dog, Reggie. That is our mascot. He's our chief morale officer. When we went to Washington, we couldn't take Reggie, so we did a cutout of Reggie, and he went everywhere. There he is at the MLK Memorial. There he is at the Library of Congress. There's a few at a bar. I don't show those very often, but Reggie's a great guy. So you'll see Reggie at the library. Can you advance the slide, please? Again, they do their donations only. They also do online sales. They have a staff that do sell books on eBay and Amazon. They had to do the Hill Country Author Series quarterly at the library. They bring in nationally known authors. Can I advance the slide? Arts and culture. So one of the other things I do in my job in the library is arts and culture. Can you do the slide? I'm the good-looking one there on the right. And that is Amanda Steele. She is the arts and culture coordinator for the City of Georgetown now. Go ahead and advance the slide. We are an official cultural district. We're one of 30 cities in the state of Texas that has this designation from the Texas Commission on the Arts. Go ahead. What we do a sculpture tour, murals, installations. We do public art, the tour, the sculpture tour downtown. Advance the slide. If you haven't seen these, the utility box art. So this is one across from El Monumento. Next. This is next to Quinnan's Jewelers. Next. And this one's brand new last week on the corner of 8th and Main. These are all artwork done by high school students here in Georgetown. We're trying to spread art on those ugly utility boxes all over town. So don't be surprised if you start seeing more of this. And isn't that lovely? Next slide, please. We did the new council chamber. So there's a mosaic there of Lake Georgetown and then artwork over the reception desk. Next. City Hall. You notice the rotunda has artwork, and then we're doing a quarterly art show in the lobby. Next. Red Poppy Festival. We did a red poppy sculpture from Salado Glassworks, which will be moving here to Georgetown. So we're bringing a business to where the Monument Cafe is. Behind the Monument Cafe, the Salado Glassworks will be moving. Next. We do lots of promotional material on our arts.georgetown.org. Next. We helped decorate the Sheraton. We provided a contract with Sheraton and got local artists. So the local artists are in this Sheraton, which is not something that Sheraton normally does. So that is a beautiful, if you look at the artwork next to your Sheraton, those are done by local artists. Next. Keep going. Okay, when we do lots of art in the library, so we have our own website for the library. Next. The Texas Society of Sculpture show just ended. This is one from a couple of years ago. We had over 80 sculptures all over the library. Next, they just did this last week or 2 weeks ago. The sculptors do an exhibition there in the library, show people how they make their art. The rhino, does anybody remember the rhino? Very controversial. Next slide. He was anatomically correct. Got lots of letters to the editor about the rhino. He should have had, I guess, diapers or a pair of shorts or something. Next slide. We had Indian dancers at the library. Next slide. Ballet. We did the Nutcracker at the library. Next slide. One of the things we did was convert the old fire station into a art center. Next slide. So Ken is new on the board of Georgetown Artworks. So way to go, Ken. He doesn't know what he's gotten into. Georgetown Artworks is the nonprofit that we partner with to help run the Art Center. Art Hop is just there at the library and the Art Center this weekend. Come there at 2 o'clock in the library for the reception. Wonderful art in both the Art Center and the library. Next slide. They do a show each month, or about 8 shows a year. They have an artist talk. They do a reception. It's free wine, people, go. Next slide. They have a studio where artists can work. Next slide. They have a gift shop so you can get something for, Christmas that's coming up. Next slide. What's in store for the library? Next slide. The library now, there is a part of what we call City Center. So the old library is now City Hall. We have the municipal court, council chambers. We have the light and water works. So we're creating a city center downtown. Next slide. Those old county buildings, I called that one CHIP, has been torn down. Hip, hip, hooray. Next slide. We're creating a parking lot across from the library and for downtown. The city manager always makes me say, and for downtown. So we're gaining 67 parking spaces across from the library. And this is it. And the bus stop, the Go Geo will move across the street also, so it won't be blocking traffic on 8th. Next slide. We're bringing in a farmer's market across the street from the library that would have things like this. Go ahead, next slide. Doing outdoor space for the library, creating a public park and sculpture plaza between us and the Light and Water Works. The Light and Water Works is the one with the big smokestack. Next slide, please. We're creating an entrance, close off that alley to traffic. Next slide. Create a pavilion where we can have, people can sit out and eat and enjoy food, or we can actually turn that into a bandstand. Next slide. Or do events at night, bandstand, or even doing a movie night, outdoor movie night outside the library. Next slide. Again, this shows you how we're creating another outdoor space for the downtown. We're not taking events away from the square, but we're enhancing the square or bringing events that will be more appropriate for this space. Also, we'll have a children's outdoor activity area with this. Next slide. This just shows you what a festival would look like at the library. Next slide. Go ahead, next slide. The coolest service we've got coming up is the home delivery service. This one is one that we've been doing on the slide. Nobody knows that we're doing it. It's all word of mouth. We have a staff member named Sheila Gant who goes to 50 different homes, about 80 patrons. It's like Meals on Wheels with books. She's going into people's homes that we have had a relationship with at the library or the bookmobile who physically cannot leave their home at this point without major assistance. These people are still mentally sharp, they just physically cannot get to the library. So what we do is we go in then, bring them books every 2 weeks, check them out, doing a mental health check, making sure they're okay, spending some time with them. Making sure we have a relationship, maintaining that relationship with our patrons. So Sheila's been doing this for a long time, but she's been using a different city vehicle each time. We don't have one dedicated. Next slide, please. These are some of her patrons that she goes into the homes, and they love this service. This is one of the best services we've ever done. Next slide. So we're creating an outreach van. The Friends are going to be paying for this outreach van, which is awesome. This van, again, will be a city-owned van, will be dedicated just for this service and other services for the library. So there's services we haven't even thought of yet that we don't have the opportunity to do, to take things out to like neighborhood night out or whatever. But this is what we're doing it, and I'm very excited about this. Next slide. Here we go. Here's the quiz. I know y'all were nervous. Libraries are not about books. Libraries are about... Man, y'all nailed it. Next slide, questions. I know we're running out of time. Do you have any questions?
I'm impressed that you're so welcoming to some of the local homeless population who will come to the library and cool off and relax. Can you comment on that?
Sure. The thing is, we're welcoming a hope. My goal is that we're welcoming to everyone. I don't care if they're homeless. I don't care if they're a millionaire. As long as people behave, they're welcome. All are welcome, and we truly mean that. You see that a lot, but we truly mean that. Even Reggie is welcome. Even the dogs are welcome. Cats, I don't know about that. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
I have a question, not from me, but from one of the older members that wanted to remain anonymous. Do you have 8-track tapes we can check out?
I've got a Smokey and the Bandit and a Barry Manilow, and I think that's about it. No, I do not have 8-track tapes. We do have DVDs though, and CDs. Yes, sir.
You guys also do notary work, and I was wondering if there are other business services that you provide for Georgetown.
Man, that's a great question. So yes, we do provide notary service. We do fax service. It's interesting, I didn't even mention it. We have a lot of people who are self-employed who work at the library. They're there 5 days a week using our services, using the free Wi-Fi, using the coffee shop, using our meeting rooms, using our conference rooms. But again, we do notary service, and we do proctoring, so if people are doing exams for real estate or whatever, and it's free. It's free for residents of Georgetown, so it's a great service. Go ahead, and then I'll get, it's Barry, right?
Jerry. You still have the Wire Wednesday, which is fabulous.
Say that again?
Wire Wednesday.
Wired Wednesday, again, if you have a device, a cell phone, a tablet, something that your grandkids or your kids gave you and you don't know how to use, come to the library for Wired Wednesdays, and we have my staff and the 4-H kids who know more than anybody volunteer to help you learn how to use your device. Yes, ma'am, you had some.
I have bought a lot of books that I have now donated to the library.
Yes. Okay, this is a great thing. You can recycle. You buy a book at the bookstore, you take it, you bring it back, and we sell it again, and they bring it back. It recycles like crazy. And the great thing is that you get to tell us how much you want to pay for it. That's awesome. Anything else? I want to say hello to David. David, I didn't recognize you there, man. Are you like doing a beard contest? Do I do library cards? Do we do library cards? Yeah, it's free. It's free to residents. Library card is free. Non-residents, it's $25. Ron, do you have something to say?
I need a right. I want you all to know that Eric and his staff at the library are really outstanding. They are a true blessing to our community. I call the library Georgetown's living room. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Eric, it is a tradition of this club to give a book
That's a great tradition.
to Pearl Elementary Library, which I hope doesn't become a distillery. If you would take that back to your seat and sign it, we would love
Thank
to
you.
get it.
Thank you very much.
Do we have any other announcements for the good of Rotary?
I'd like to make an announcement. Hello, everyone. How you doing? I just want to let you know that Veterans Suicide Channel is doing the Austin Veterans Arts Festival. It's a festival that we're doing to help heal veterans by introducing them to the arts. Woo! We are so close now. Our opening day is October the 12th. We're going to be out at the AIS Performing Arts Center. All over the country. We have a big orchestra coming in from Europe called the LUC Luke Rebel Battle Orchestra. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Visit our website at 88fest.org to see the festival events. It's a month-long festival event. So I hope that you all come out. Thank you very much. I'm so proud to be a part of Georgetown Rotary. And somebody said something a few weeks ago. I was here and I said, man, I can't wait till I'm a member of Rotary. But I really want to be a Rotary. And I got it.
Thank you. Tim?
Just thank you so much for the grant you gave us for our honey extractor, which really is a big deal.
This is, yeah, big.
Last year, doing that's what we use to get the honey out of the honeycombs. We have our own beehives, the big honey company. Last year, we did 3 gallons of honey, which if you put in little bite sizes, makes quite a bit. This year, we've done 35 gallons. And we owe you a great deal of gratitude for making that possible. Thanks.
Thank you. And thanks to all of you. We are all Rotarians and we are, everything we do gets magnified. So thanks. If you'll please stand and join me in reciting the 4-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First,
is it the truth?
Second,
Is it fair to all concerned?
Third,
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
and fourth.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
We are adjourned.